welcome to Vixen's Vibe Crochet Cowl. This is the final instruction video for this cowl. This is where we add that drawstring to the top of our drawstring casing and finish up the bottom edging of our cowl. If you have your homework in front of you and that pattern, which is free at marleybird.com, or if you have the pattern upgrade, you can download that PDF and have that in front of you. We can go ahead and jump in with this set of instructions. Let's go. Okay, this is our lovely finished cowl. As you know, we have been making the cowl from the top down towards the bottom. So we've been looking at it like this the whole way. We have our lovely I-cord casing right down here. And then we did all of our beautiful charts and we finished off right down here. I did have you do the half double crochet, changing color every stitch to match what we did right up here at the top. And then you finish off with one round of single crochets with your main color. Now, this is where your first option for finishing could be. That could be the end of your cowl. This is a nice finish edge right down here. I love the way that looks. And even though it doesn't have the ribbing down here, it's going to rest really nice and neat on your neck as you're wearing it. And so this could be the end of your cowl and it would be beautiful. But maybe you want to finish with an I-cord casing down here at the bottom, whether you actually add an I-cord or you seam it closed so that it just looks the same as the top, you could do that. So here's how I would do that. First thing, you're going to create the ribbing just like you did to start. Okay, so you're gonna do your chain 10 and work single crochet in the back loop only across 9 stitches. And then just like we did to start, we're going to fold this, right? We're gonna fold this and we will single crochet all the way around. I guess I need to fold it this way. We will single crochet all the way around, one single crochet into each one of the rows. Now, if we want to leave an opening, just like we did down here, then we want to do 98 rows on our ribbing. If we want to seam it closed, we want to do 100. Why is that? Well, remember we did 98 and then we added 2 stitches here. So that way we have an opening. So if we want to have this down here closed, we want to make sure we have those 2 extra stitches, which is why you would have 100. Now, I'm sure there is a way that you could close this casing and attach it to here at the same time. I actually find it trickier than you might think. So what I would do is I would close the casing and then I would stitch it onto here separately if that's what you want to do. So just as a reminder, and I know that this is quite dark. This is actually why I didn't use this color when I was doing the very first video because I wanted you to be able to see the stitches. But you will just, well, I did that and I didn't even have my yarn in the right place. You will just do a simple single crochet through each of these ridges all the way down, okay? And then once that would be all done, you then would go in and you would stitch this to the bottom of your cowl right down here, okay? So you would line it up because you'd want it to line up like this, right? So you would line it up and then working on the inside, you would whip stitch it all together. And you could decide, like I said, leave an opening for your drawstring or close it up by seaming it all together. Okay. So this is an option for you. You can do this. I'm going to be honest with you. I love the way this looks as is. So I'm going to leave my cowl like this with this as the finished edge because I think it looks really, really, really good. Okay. Now, I do want to mention I placed this marker at the end of the final row that we did. So if you wanted to join your ribbing, you know where the opening should be if you wanted to leave the drawstring opening. Okay, so that's what that marker is there for. Now, regarding the drawstring, you could do an I-cord drawstring, which I have a video for. I'll make sure to put a link right up there. Or you could create a very fun and simple knitted I-cord. And you might be thinking, well, this is a crochet video. How do I do a knitted I-cord? Y'all, I am showing you this tool right here. This is by a company named Prym, P-R-Y-M. This is an I-cord machine and it is so useful, so simple. You can create a bunch of different I-cords using worsted weight yarn. You don't need those knitting needles there. I made several different I-cords here. This is actually the I-cord that I made for the knit cowl, the Dancer's Delight knit cowl. But I made different color I-cords for this, kind of be like, which color do I want to use? So you can use any color you want for your I-cord. I think I'm going to use red, but say you wanted to use the blue as your I-cord, you could have the blue. If you wanted to use pink to draw in that pink there, you could have pink as your I-cord. So there are many different options here. And if you want to do the knitted I-cord, if you don't know how to use knitting needles, I highly recommend this knitting tool. I'll make sure to put a link in the video description, and if I can add it to the products, I will, because this is a lifesaver. This is so wonderful. It's the best I-cord maker I have found. I love it. Once you get your I-cord, whether it's the knitted I-cord or crochet I-cord, you're going to take a marker, stick it at the end of your I-cord, and we're just going to feed it through our casing here, okay? We're going to feed it through the casing until it gets all the way around to the other side, and then we're going to have a beautiful I-cord here that we can pull this cowl tight, or it could just kind of hang as decoration if your cowl ended up a little bit too snug around your neck. Maybe you didn't get gauge, which is fine. It's just a cowl. It doesn't have to be anything super fitted. It can be a little bit big. It can be a little bit small. But this is a really great way to just add a very simple detail touch and bring in another color to the cowl. I love the red against the hunter green color and the cornflower blue color here. So that's why I chose the red. I'm going to pop this all through, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I'm curious, how many of you are going to add ribbing to the bottom of your cowl, or are you going to leave it just like the way I left mine? I really like the finish with just the ribbing up here at the top with the drawstring and leaving the other end unfinished. I think it looks really good. And I hate calling it unfinished. It's just that I'm not adding any sort of ribbing down there. I think it looks perfectly fine the way it is. I like it a lot. So I decided to leave mine that way. That wasn't the original plan. The original plan was to add the drawstring at the other end, and I've changed my mind. So anyways, I've pulled it all the way through. I'm just going to go like this. And I could match these up, and then I'm just pulling it so that they're the same length. And then I can undo this here. You can see I made these nice and long, so if they just were to hang, they're a little bit longer than the total length of my cowl. I don't have to have them that long at all. I can make them shorter, like the blue one here is actually way shorter if you wanted to have it shorter. At the end here, you can always tie a knot should you want to have a little bit of security so it doesn't feed back through, or just a little bit of weight. You could add beads, you could add a tassel, you could add pom-pom. Very simple, very cute. I love the finished look here of the tassels. And honestly, I love the little bit of red with Vixen here, because if you decided to do like a red nose for a Rudolph, you could do that for one of them. I mean, there's just so many options that you can do with this piece, but it's just a fun little finish. But that there, you guys, that is my Vixen's Delight crochet cowl. I love the little ending here. If I wanted to, I could even come down here and do like a slip stitch edge with one of the other colors. There's lots of different things I could do, but I actually really like that finish a lot. So anyways, that is the finish of Vixen's Vibe crochet cowl. Of course I'm going to try it on. I mean, of course I'm going to try it on. Let me show you what it looks like. Look how cute this is. Let me make sure it's all centered on me. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love the drawstring. It just really draws it all together. It's super adorable. You can see that if I wanted to pull it up, pull it over my ears, could pull this closed. Look at the little Vixens. Look at them, how cute they are. Oh, this is just so cute. Yep, I'm really glad I just finished it with that little finishing there. I think it's just very simple and just makes it just a nice little finish to this lovely cowl. All right, everybody, I hope you love your cowl as much as I love mine, and go have fun. I will see you in the next video where we will do some more amazing crochet techniques. I'm Marley Bird, your By Crafty Bestie. I'll see you again soon.